you care for the people that nobody cares about, eventually you'll get to people everybody cares about. Muslim presence been in Park Place for a long time. We want to expand to get as big as we can, you know. I was just with some other friends who dropped me off, and they asked me why there so many churches in black neighborhoods. I was like, I don't know, maybe they're just looking for some kind of salvation, you know. They're downtrodden, so they're looking for somebody to help them bring them out of it, you know. So we can see what we can do to help that effort. I was born a Muslim. My father was a Muslim. My name is Ishmael Campbell. It was supposed to be Ismail Bilal Salim, but my mother and my aunt changed it to Ishmael Devon Campbell. Ishmael and Ismail are pretty much the same name in Hebrew and Arabic. But my mother and my father divorced, and my mom had me going to church. And I remember some of the lessons in church, but the main thing I remember is karate class. And I remember as a youngster, me and a friend of mine's name, ironically, is Christian. We discussed religion, and I always wondered how God was never seen, yet Jesus was seen all the time. And it struck me in my mind, even as a 9 or 10-year-old, I guess a young philosopher, I was trying to figure out how that worked. I learned religion primarily from my father. He taught me how to pray. When I was a little kid, I used to mimic him as he prayed up and down. I'd be on the bed while he's on the floor praying up and down. Even as a youngster, I used to talk to people about religion, and around that time I was a little more abrasive, I guess. I didn't respect people's religion or their different views from me, so I wonder how I would try to tell them something and they wouldn't receive it. But as I got older, I used to visit my dad on the weekends, and he had this video of this man named Ahmed Didat, and he had this lecture entitled Jesus, the Beloved Prophet of Islam. And that video changed my life. It made me believe that Christianity wasn't necessarily true, and it wasn't for me. But it also made me think, not that Islam was true, but perhaps how is it that 2 billion people believe something that wasn't true? So it led me on a mission to find the true religion. He had also written several booklets, and he's from South Africa, and those booklets were free. So what I would do was write to South Africa to get those free books. But you were also asked to give a donation. Since I was a child, I didn't have any money, so I had to wait until the books came. And it took months and months to come. So I asked my mother, I went to the library and found as many books as I could. I also read the dictionary, I read the encyclopedia. World Book was my favorite encyclopedia books, I guess I would say. And actually some of the books I have in my library now came from my school library. I can't say what school I came from, but I kept those books because I highlighted them, and I had some of the references are still in those books, and any book I could get my hand on. What I wanted to do was to come to my own conclusion about religion. I also wrote to South Africa on questions I had about Islam, or asked my father or asked his friends about it, trying to get a different perspective, but I wanted to make sure I came to my own conclusion about it. So I read the Quran on numerous occasions, I read the Bible on numerous occasions, I read about Buddha's life, and I read the Vedas. I read all these books pertaining to religion, Confucius, Shintoism. Those are primarily seeming to be philosophers and not necessarily religions. Those are things which you can keep with you in your life, but not necessarily a religion. And I felt all of those combined still proved to me that Islam was the way that I should choose. As I got older, Islam had a certain stigma around it. A lot of people were terrorists, or they treated women bad. So if I didn't know you, I wouldn't tell you I was a Muslim. I would defend Islam, or I would tell people my father is a Muslim, but I wouldn't let people know that I was a Muslim. But as I got older and a little wiser, I guess I realized that people's ignorance wasn't something that should hold me back from being myself. So I also used it as a teaching moment. So if people asked me about Islam, I would also always give them the answers, or the answers that I knew. I attend Masjid William Salam on 35th Street, Norfolk. William Salam was a pioneer of this neighborhood, so they named the masjid after him. He's a really powerful Muslim back in the 80s, I believe. I've never met him, but I know his son, William Salam Jr. We're on our way to that masjid right now. The imam there, the local imam, is Vernon Fareed. He's been an imam there for several years now. He's a very intelligent brother. He teaches Arabic on Sundays, and comparative religion. He's the president of Business Association. He's into a lot of things and in helping this community. And so am I with YAMA, the Young Adult Muslim Association. So we're trying to make this place a better place and make Norfolk a better place. And just last week we had the Better Block, or he was in charge of it because he's the president of the Business Association, but we were involved in it. Some of the Young Adult Muslim Association members, Miller Shakri and Julinar Shakri, were involved in it as well. They do figures of fun where they dress up as characters for children's birthday parties and things. So it was really fun. I had my books out there for sale as well. So it was a really fun time. It looks like 35th Street is going to be rejuvenated back to where it was back in the old days. The venue right there is where they do some poetry. They did some spoken word there, but I was going to try to get involved in it. Right down here, every Saturday, we feed the homeless. A friend of mine cuts their hair. We give them shoes, clothes, whatever they need. One of the guys actually just got a house, so we tried to give him a TV, tables, chairs, whatever he needs for his house, and try to hook him up with any work we can if possible. Just talk to him, let him know that they're people too, you know, and people care about them. I've written books, and as a youngster, I tried to get dabble in a little bit of rap music, so I like putting words together. So I've done also some spoken word to try to highlight my books, and they're religious based, all the spoken word that I've done. And I'm gonna see if I can give you one of them now. Let's see. Allah is the greatest, and prophets like Jacob and David, he proclaimed this to natives in every language because he made us and gave us his blessings as favors to save us from fires and liars with Ajax, with pious like Elias and Zacharias, ranked as the righteous, preachers and leaders, reachers and teachers like Jesus, Joseph and Moses. Notice the focus of all religions and systems like Muslim, Christian, and Judaism teach knowledge and wisdom. God will forgive them who ask for repentance. Listen and strengthen the Ummah and Sunnah, not in the Dunya and Juma, but taught not to spread rumors or being abusive, a nuisance, intrusive, for loose is conducive to sin. If you don't use it for righteous solutions, myths are losing their steam. Millions are choosing the deen. Sarat al-Mustaqim from Al-Karim, peace to Ibrahim and Al-Amin. Read Yasin, we need Alims, heed the team of Shaq, Hakeem, the dream, and Salahuddin sent orders they wanted him slaughtered and sacrificed, like Malcolm's life in front of his daughters and wife at the Audubon, martyrdom. The sin of men and jinn can't contend with the phenomenon from Ramadan, Al-Quran, follow Solomon, read Quran. That's one tablet of it, without the stuttering. Right now we're trying to get in the process of starting workshops at different communities. Miller Shakri is one of the members of YAMA. He's already started a poetry session where he talks to young kids about poetry, trying to get them just to think about being creative instead of being destructive. So we're going to start going around to different communities to involve children more, and anybody who's willing to help, we'll definitely receive any help. Because we have, actually on Sundays, we have a Christian, we have a guy who's pretty much a deist, I guess he just believes in God. But if anybody wants to help in any way, they provide clothing, food for us. If you can do anything to help, we would love your help no matter what religion or non-religion you have.